Hi guys, I'm just making a quick geoengineering news video. So I don't know if you guys have heard, but the state of Florida is trying to stop geoengineering. This is the Senate Bill 56. Now this is really good. Well done, Florida. Well done to you. Absolutely fantastic to the person who's trying to pass this bill. It's really, really brilliant. But for years and years and years, and I'm sure the same thing has happened to the people in Florida that have noticed this happening, for years and years and years, it's been denied that this is even taking place. Geoengineering. Now, this is for all the trolls on my channel. I don't know if you're bots. I don't know if you're government agents. I don't actually know what you are, but you're obviously brainless and you're brain dead because of the shit that you write to me. Now, as I was saying, this is really good, Florida. This is absolutely fantastic. But if you stop geoengineering just in one place on Earth right now, it's going to make fuck all difference. It's going to make zero difference. And I tell you why. It's because if you're spraying in the sky and our atmosphere moves around us, it's not going to make any difference at all, Florida. I was talking to my daughter about this. I think there's something deeper in this. I think it's to bring it to the attention of people. This report right here is to stop people like me and thousands of people on my channel. I've got thousands of people on my channel that have understood about geoengineering from the very beginning. You know, there's some people who have been following geoengineering on my channel since the inception of geoengineering, and that's way before I discovered all of this. I started to become aware of everything in the world and all the lies we'd been told from 2011, but there's people who have noticed them from before then. Now, guys, a really good way to understand and see the difference that geoengineering, chemtrails, let's call it what it is. It's called chemtrails. They called it chemtrails. The name chemtrails actually came from a paper that was a patent talking about chemtrails being an exotic weapon. And I will link that video below. That's from some of the work that I've done years ago. I've got the patents down there. I've got all my receipts. I never come to you without my receipts. I've got receipts that you can download. I've got receipts. Okay. So the word chemtrail, I'll explain that to you again, guys. The word chemtrail actually came from this paper. So where they're talking about, you know, them being an exotic weapon, that's where it came from. But as I was saying, this thing that they're doing here, I think is just to bring it to the attention of people and to make them aware that it is a real thing. And, you know, we weren't talking out of our arseholes when we were first speaking about all of this. So let me just read this to you. Geoengineering and weather modification activities, general bill by rules. Geoengineering and weather modification activities, repealing provisions relating to the definitions, purpose, licensing requirements, applications, proof of financial responsibility requirements, license issuance and discipline provisions, publication of notice intention to operate requirements, required content of the notice of intention, publication of the notice intention requirements, proof of publication requirements, record and reports of operations requirements, provision of emergency licenses, and suspension or revocation of licenses, respectively, of the weather modification law, prohibiting acts intended to affect the temperature, the weather, or the intensity of sunlight within the atmosphere of this state, requiring an operator of public infrastructure to report certain information monthly to the Department of Transport, etc. Well, let me just tell you, Florida, some of us have been doing a monthly, a yearly, a 3-month, a 4-month report on geoengineering for absolute years. Monthly report to the Department of Transportation. I tell you what, Florida, if you want to see what's happening and you really do want to report, just Google chemtrails and find the latest videos, because there's loads of us that have been reporting this. There's loads of us that have been recording this for a long, long time. Things like that, I do feel vindicated. Things like this, if you've been trolling me about chemtrails and I've been calling it geoengineering, then I'm sorry, you're a fucking idiot. I'll repeat that. You are a fucking idiot. And it's people like you that have just allowed this to happen for years on and years on and years on, because you were just like, oh, it's just a contract. Oh, it's just a cloud. Oh, it's just an X in the sky where they're advertising for the X Factor. Someone actually said that to me years ago. I was pointing it out to one of my neighbours, and we were with her daughter. I was with my daughter, and she actually said, oh, they must be advertising for the X Factor. Me and my daughter just looked at her like she's cray-cray, and we couldn't really speak to them probably after that. Another thing I do want to show you, and I'm going to make another quick video, and that will be coming next, and that's to do with direct energy weapons that we've also been trolled about, also been told it's all lies and it's not true. So just to summarize what I'm trying to say here in this video, guys, unless you stop geoengineering globally, it won't make any effect at all. It won't make any difference to the people of Florida, because where you spray, it spreads, and it spreads around the world. It's a global thing that's happening. So it's not just something that has to be stopped in Florida. It has to be something that's stopped worldwide. And for some reason, this has come out, and for some reason, they're bringing it to people's attention, guys. They are trying to normalize it, because now they've got to pull all their shit back. For years, they told us that we were absolutely insane for noticing this. We were called chemtards by the trolls. We were called chemtards by the government bots that were sent after us, right? And then how are they now going to turn it around to say, yeah, we're doing it, yeah, we want to stop it? Because now they've got to bring it to your attention, which is what this is all about. There's also a big thing happening in June in London, in Hyde Park, right? There's a rally against geoengineering. And again, that is to bring it to people's attention as well. So there's going to be a big move on this, because they're trying to make you aware of it now. When you've got the government trying to make the people aware of it, you know, Houston, we have a problem, right? So unless it's stopped worldwide, it won't make any difference at all to anyone, especially in Florida. It just won't make any difference at all. It has to be stopped in each and every country. Nobody takes accountability for this. Nobody takes responsibility for this. Remember, I spoke to our, what's it called now? DEFRA. I sent a freedom of information to DEFRA. I sent a freedom of information to the NHS. As I said, I've got all my receipts, all of these videos. I'll link them all below. I wrote to DEFRA and I asked them about geoengineering. They just denied it outright. They didn't know anything about it. They told me it's something that's not going on. They don't know anything about it. Really? They were lying to me. They've been lying to all of us for a very, very, very long time. Sorry, guys, I realise this video is quite long, but these points do have to be said now. So once again, well done, Florida. Sorry I'm repeating myself. It's the first video I've made. I've literally just woken up. So yeah, guys, share this video. It is good, but it's also not good. For some reason, it's coming into the public eye. They're trying to normalise it, even though hardly anybody notices it anyway, because they're all too busy looking at their phones. But it is something that's going on. It does affect our weather. It does affect our mental health as well. They just talk about weather and stuff like that. It's something that affects your mental health. Having lack of sun for days and days and days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks affects your mental health. It slows you down. It affects your health. Lack of vitamin D. You're tired. You start to get ill. Your immune system is very low. These people know what they're doing. There is profit in sickness. It's a horrible, horrible thing to say, but it's the reality of the world that we live in, and it's the reality of life. That's why I try to keep myself as healthy and as fit as possible. I will not give these people what they want. So they want you to be sick. They want you to feel down. They want you to feel slow. They want you to feel like this little cornered rat in a cage. Some of us refuse to feel like that. Anyway, guys, peace out. Hope all of this video has made sense. I hope if you've been one of the government agents that's been attached to me for years, that continues to try, aren't you bored of me yet? Peace out, guys. Laters.